Welcome aboard, virtual passengers. Welcome aboard this EasyJet flight. Today we're doing another subscriber flight from a rather cloudy and windy Bristol airport, and we're going to be flying all the way down to Kos. So it's a long flight today. As I say, previously a couple of months ago one of my subscribers did it, so I quite happily added it to my itinerary of flights to do. So we're flying in the Phoenix A320 again today. I'm not going to be using any online ATC. I think I need to practice a bit more with that without recording it first to see how I get on with it. And also because it's a long flight, it means I can't do anything else if I'm on online ATC, just in case I get called up. But I have got the FSLTL on, and as you can see, Bristol Airport is unfortunately very quiet. We're the only plane in the airport, but I don't have any special scenery today. I haven't found any good sort of freeware Bristol scenery. If I use Bristol a lot, then I'll consider buying the scenery. But what I'm doing primarily at the moment is just downloading free scenery as and when I can. And if I find I'm using the airports a lot and a sale comes on for some payware scenery, then I'll purchase it. So what we're going to do is go in and set the aircraft up shortly, but I just thought I would go through the route with you today. So if we have a look at Navigraph, you can see, let me just bring up the flight, let me put that on so let's see where we are. Okay, so we're going to be flying out from Bristol, and we're taking off on runway 09, so we're going to be heading out east. And as we take off, we look to the left, we'll see the bottom of the Bristol Channel. Then we're going to fly across over the top of London and out via, not quite Dover, probably more Canterbury, Folkestone way, down to France. And then we're going to traverse over France into Switzerland, across the Alps, and then we're going to basically fly down the coast here, I can't remember the name of the sea, across all the mountains, over Greece, and then we're going to come into Kos. Now obviously Rhodes is here. At the moment they're going through a lot of, is it there? Or is it there? That's Rhodes there, I think, sorry. Having a lot of wildfires at the moment. Don't expect we're going to be able to see anything, but we just need to be aware that the smoke may have blown over onto Kos. But I believe the wind's coming from a northerly direction at the moment, so we might be okay. I did a practice section landing into Kos yesterday, and it is an offset VOR, so the approach from the plane is offset, which certainly makes things interesting. So our departure today is the Yorkie 1 Zulu departure, so effectively we're going to take off on runway 09, keep on runway heading, and then start to bend to the left between 6 and 3,000 feet. We need to be at 5 miles out. 6,000 feet at 6.3 DME and at Yorkie, and then once we've hit Yorkie we're going to climb up to our cruising altitude. Our cruising altitude today is 37,000 feet, so if I just bring up the SimBrief report you'll be able to see that. So we've currently got, we're expecting time today of just short of 4 hours, block time. 139 passengers on board with a zero fuel weight of 57.2 tonnes. Taking on quite a bit of extra fuel today, 11.8 kilos. That includes an extra half a tonne for contingency, just in case it's needed. And as you can see, we're taking off on runway 09, and then we're going to land on runway 32. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is go in, set the aircraft up, and I'll speak to you again when we're holding short. The lights should have some good effects today, as it's pretty dark here in Bristol, so I'll speak to you soon. Okay, welcome back, virtual passengers. We're now holding short of runway 09. Unfortunately my track IR has just gone flat, so I'm I'm going to look to do everything without track IR, which is fine. Did it before, should be able to do it now. So flaps are set, ground spoilers are on. Just go through the pre-takeoff checks now. Predictive wind shear is on. Engine switch should be back to normal. That's set to above. Transmit and receive and set to auto. Squawking 2000. What, something's just gone beep. Flaps and McDo disagree. Okay, let's have a quick look at that then. Ah, is it because I just hit my flaps button? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we need to turn the packs off because we don't have the air conditioning on when we take off. We need to have takeoff lights on, landing lights on, runway turn-off lights on because it's dark out there. I've got the logo lights on, don't need the wing light. Strobe is on auto, beacon light is on, flaps are set, speed brake is armed, auto brake is on max. We are ready for takeoff. So let's go. Parking brake off, bit of power. Just to get up this hill. So say we're climbing straight out. Maximum altitude we're allowed to reach is 6,000 according to the departure, which I'm going to bring up on here now. So I know where I'm going. Let's just reset the camera. There we go. Zoom out just a little bit. As you see, the sky hasn't really cleared, it's still looking rather grey. Got flight control replay set up for the replay of the takeoff. Can't guarantee it'll be the same weather, but really it's just the taking off of the aircraft, isn't it? See, a bit more of a steer around. It's not the longest of runways. This plane's probably a bit too big for both Mykonos. Well, no, it shouldn't be. Mykonos and Bristol. I was thinking that it's the same plane that the subscriber took, so we shouldn't have a problem. Let's just get lined up on the centre line. Brakes on. Okay, here we go then. 50%. Check that, hold that they're stable. Test the takeoff configuration again. They're stable. Forward flex. Come on, a bit more right rudder. Bit right rudder, thank you. Speed tape's alive. Check. 100 knots, check. D1. Almost out of runway here. And rotate. Wow, okay. Almost out of runway. That was interesting. Positive rate, gear up. Keep it on the flight directors. Autopilot on. 1600 feet, we go back to climb. Flaps up. Speed brake disarmed. Lever climb. Runway turn off lights off. Those are off. Autopilot doesn't like something. Okay, gonna manually fly this one then. A little while. Until it decides it likes things again. Look at that cloud. It's stunning, isn't it? Rely on the instruments in this weather. I was going to turn them on earlier, but I then had the autopilot issue. So those are on, speed brakes disarmed, flaps are up, gear is up. We are all good, climbing to 6,000 feet. Alright then guys, just a last look outside, and then I'm going to leave you to enjoy the cruise. Stunning cloudscapes. This sim can really look beautiful. Okay guys, I'm going to leave you to it now to enjoy the cruise, so I'll speak to you again when we're getting ready to brief the arrival. So I'll speak to you again soon. Enjoy the flight, take care. It was certainly a long one, and the Alps looked really quite spectacular as we were flying over them, so really enjoyed that. We're just about an hour or so away from landing, so now's a good time to start entering the destination data and also to brief the arrival. So if we have a look at the tablet, and I'll go through and brief the arrival with you. So effectively we're coming in on let's have a look. We're going to come in on the Copar. I think we're going to come in on the. No, we're not. We are going to come in on. We're not coming in on the Copar 2 hotel. Apologies. We're going to come in on. Let's have a look. So on arrivals. Copar 2 Kilo. Yeah, so we're coming in on the Copar 2 Lima arrival, which is going to take us to through to the Morix waypoint. Just try and get that started. There we go. So it's going to take us to the zoom in a little bit. So we're going to come into Copar. at 4,000 feet, and then we're going to make a right turn and keep 12 miles away from the airport round to Morix, which is the initial approach fix. So at Morix we need to be at 4,000 feet and a maximum of 200 knots, so we'll be looking at flaps 1 when we get to Morix, and then we're going to slow down after we've done Morix down to about 180 knots, ready to make this turn here, and we will be at flaps 2 once we hit that. And then once we do get onto this final approach here, we're going to drop down to 3.5, and we need to drop to 3,500 also at LTAP. After LTAP we're going to drop to 2,500 by this point here, and you can see here's the Turkey-Greece border, and then we're going to effectively follow the glide slope all the way in. So the minimum decision height today is going to be 652 feet, 650 feet, and we're going to go straight in onto runway 32. So now that I've briefed the arrival, what I'm going to do now is go through, put all the information in and ready for the descent. So I'll speak to you again soon. Passengers, hope you've enjoyed the flight and a few of the descent montage there. We're just dropping down to our final height of 2,500 for this waypoint. You can see the runway is up ahead, pretty much bang on ahead of me. It does look like the sim is frozen, but luckily the water's still moving, so that's fine. So we're just literally dropping down to 2,500. We're going very slow, and there we go. We're going to drop down to 2,500. Should pick up speed. There we go. So now we're going to start a 3 degree descent. Should start a 3 degree descent rate. If not, I will do it myself. So we're in approach mode. Yep. So we've got a 3 degree descent. I've had to learn how to do this particular type of approach on YouTube while we were flying. So it's the first time I've tried it, so it's going to be interesting, but it's going better than it did yesterday. So that's good. So at 1,000 feet, I'll take over aircraft. As you can see, there's quite a bit of wind floating around. It's pretty much bang on headwind, which is good. I'm hoping it's not going to be at 50 knots when we get down there. So we're descending nicely, 140 knots. I'll be putting the gear down in just a minute. Actually, I'll do it now. Gear down, full flaps, auto brake on medium. Good, we're ready to go. So we should be pretty much sticking as close as we can to this purple line here. There we go. So it's not an ILS, because an ILS you have a beam coming out the end of the runway that effectively guides the plane down. This has been set up inside the flight computer down here. I had to put in all of the things like descent rate and speeds and things of that nature, because I had some sharp turns coming up and make sure I had a slow speed and good flaps, because it was a 90 degree turn to get onto the runway heading. So laterally we're bang on, and vertically we're just slightly high, but there's nothing really to worry about. Gear is down, now less than 5 miles. So enjoy the landing, try and get as close as I can, and then we're just basically going to park anywhere. It's going to tell me that the airport is too small for my aircraft, but it seems to be okay. Then I'll do the replays, and then that'll be it for today's flight, and then you can join me on the next video. The altitude call-outs are going to come out big time here. So there you go, some swim pools and some HOTAS down on the coast of Mykonos there. Sorry, off Kos, and I've just ruined their holiday by flying over them at 150 knots. Flight recorder software is on. Keep it down to about 500 because the wind is pretty strong. So keep autopilot on until then and then turn this out. Especially with those trees in the
500 above.
Caution.
500. Minimum.
Minimums continue. A little bit high. I just wanted to make sure I got over these trees. So.
Think rate. Pull up.
40. 30. 20. Retard.
There.
10.
Reverse the set. Come on, before I run out of runway. 100 knots. 80 knots. Versus a concept, bit of throttle just to give us a bit of oomph along the runway so we don't stop dead. 473, I'll take that. Considering I had to do a big dive at the end over those trees. I don't think they're there in real life. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mykonos. Get off the runway. Good. We ended up with plenty of runway after all. Which bodes well because my return flight is going to be to Manchester. I'm not doing that today though. I'll do that next week. Okay, so it says clear of the runway. Parking brake on. Landing lights. Oh, taxi lights on. Landing lights off. Beacon light on. Nav light, logo lights can go on. Master switch can go on. That can go on. Let's get follow me car, shall we? Let's park at number 5.
The chosen position is too small for your aircraft.
Follow me, yes. We're going to use. Let's use it. Okay. Right, so we'll just wait for while we're waiting for him to come in. Slightly off centre line, quite a way down the runway. Didn't do very well from that position. Slightly to the right of centre line, or slightly to the left. It's difficult to tell. Which one is which? Must have been. Let's have a look, shall we? So slightly to the right of centre line on runway 32. Yeah, I should have touched down here, but I was about 3,000 feet past it, so it's 300 feet past it, which is not good. Okay, so the follow me car's here. I'm going to taxi to the parking. And I'll speak to you again just before we start shutting down the aircraft. Speak to you shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to KOS. I parked in the wrong position, like the other side of the terminal, other end of the runway to the terminal. I'm not quite sure what happened. The follow me brought me down here for some reason. I don't know why, but there we go. So I've requested that all the passengers be board. I just need to turn off the seatbelt signs. So we actually do that. Just do that, and then they'll be ready to go. So seatbelt signs can go off. Bugly goes on, seatbelt signs go off, external power is available, batteries go off, okay, right, so I'm just literally going to shut the aircraft down now, so
passengers deboarding starting.
I hope you enjoyed that flight. I hope that you're going to look forward to joining me for some more flights. I've got a couple of short ones and a couple of long ones still planned. So if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. And everybody, if you could like this video, that would really help the channel out. Thanks ever so much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the flight, and I'll speak to you again soon. Take care. Bye bye.